financial freeway. My name is David J. Atwood. I'm the man rocking the Ray-Bans. And today it is a glorious, sunshiny Friday afternoon. Just amazing. I thought I was going to get away because sometimes on Fridays a lot of people leave work early, and they certainly did where I'm working. But I thought I'd be able to get away without getting into too much traffic. I thought it would have all been gone. People taking Fridays off, you know, getting that little extra long weekend. But nope, we got some traffic. But that's okay, because remember, we talked about this before about us not being stressed, taking a little bit longer to get home, but being safe and no stress. That's the important part. So the big headline today is February 28th. Tomorrow is March 1st, and tomorrow we launch the first inaugural edition of Whisky Compass magazine. Very excited. So I was walking around today handing out flyers, and I was thinking about it. Last night, me and Gabby sat down at the computer, and we put our ad for Whisky Compass probably in front of somewhere in the neighborhood of 300,000 people. Now, if only 1% of those 300,000 people click through to the website and open up a magazine, that's 3,000 readers. That's and that's a low estimate, by the way, because I mean, we went through a lot of different places to post this thing as free and just to do as much marketing as possible. We've created posts on Instagram. I've put posts on X. We had posts on Facebook. And today I went around and I handed out about 25 flyers to people I work with saying, hey, check out my website. I realized something funny as I was walking around handing out flyers to my friends, that if only 1% go to the website, I won't even get a single person. I'll get 30% of a person clicking on the website. So it's so funny how the old school way of doing things, I might get more. Like I would think maybe I'm probably gonna get like a 60% return actually handing them out, because I'm actually talking to people too and saying, hey, check this out because I think it's cool. The reality is, though, I think I'm going to get a lot more clicks through my personal marketing last night at the breakfast table with a cup of coffee, clicking and posting all of these on these other groups all over the world that are devoted to whiskey. I think I'm going to get some traction with that. Very excited about the project. As I said before, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm having a cup of coffee, no clue what to do with my energy and my focus and my drive. And by noon, Gabby and I come up with the idea of doing something revolving around whiskey. And we ended up with Whisky Compass. So I guess my point with that is it doesn't take anything but an idea, and you can start building on it. I don't know what's going to happen now. I have some plans. I have some thoughts, but I don't have an actual structure on revenue quite yet. But we're gonna start molding it into the plan as quick as possible. But the whole point is, it didn't take anything more than me just saying, what do I want to do, and coming up with a simple idea, whiskey. And if whiskey can do it, anyone can do it. So if you like horses, oh my God. And it's funny, today I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, Drew, and nice guy, really nice guy, but he was like, I don't understand how a Vancouver Island born guy can't buy a house. This is where he was born and raised, he should be able to buy a house here. The reality is it doesn't matter where you're born, because if you're born in downtown London, it doesn't give you the right to buy property in downtown London. And people seem to think that they have a birthright to that. They don't. Nobody does. Of course, it's easy for me to see because I'm on the other side of that. I have property. But as I was walking away, he said, rich. And I said, well, look, the baseball bat's going to be swung. Someone's swinging a baseball bat. What end of that bat do you want to be on? And he's like, oh, it's too late for me. You can't make me rich. I'm like, give me 6 months. Give me 6 months and let me see what I can do. And I mean, I might not be able to make you rich, but I could probably definitely, okay, you are an idiot. What are you doing? Oh my Lord. It's that mentality of, it's not for me, I'm too old, the cement's dried. Not at all. Not at all. And I could probably get you into something doing what you love and making money at it. That's how much I know about. I mean, I believe in that. I really do. So the other thing I want to talk about was I was having a discussion about another project that kind of popped into my head, because one of the things that's constantly being told to me is, if you want to be rich, solve a problem. Figure out a problem that people are having and solve it. I'm having a problem right now. My problem is I have a problem keeping my life in order. I really do. I have a really big problem keeping my life in order. So I wanted to create a something to help me with that. So I started working on it. I'm talking with these guys about how we can make that work. A situation to kind of keep one's life kind of in order, because it does get complicated. Life does get really messy, and there's so much going on, especially the older I get and the more stuff I do, the more projects I take on. You know, it just gets more and more messy, and there's more and more that needs to be done, and there's more to keep track of. So it's tough. So anyways, that's not the point. The point is I ended up talking to these guys, and we were chatting, and you know how sometimes, you know, a quiet Friday morning goes at work. You start chatting just about everything. So we started chatting, and we ended up talking about how rich people are different. And I said, they're not different. Rich people are just like you. They are just like you in every way. They crave bad food. They want to do nothing on the weekends. They're lazy. They do all. They're just like you. All the bad habits you have and all the good habits you have, they are just like you. The only thing that's different is how they think. And we were talking about how he had a father-in-law. I think he's going through a separation right now, but he has his father-in-law who was the, let's go a little faster, please. He was the CEO of this company that went from $1 million a year to like $2 billion a year. And he did that. And he's just a regular guy, just chit-chatting about life. And this is what he was saying. He was saying, you know, you learn that these people are just regular people. What you doing there, buddy? Now, you see, now here's someone who does not get a wave, because he's trying to not let me in, and I'm running out of space. And so I have to kind of nose in a little bit. And when you have to do that, sorry, there's no wave for you. Not the wave I could show on YouTube anyways. So what he said was, he was talking to this billionaire, and sorry, not a billionaire. He was a guy who was running a billion-dollar company. He was talking to this guy, and he said, the one thing he kept saying over and over again was, all you got to do, he didn't do anything different than anybody else. He got up, he went to work, just like everyone else does. He paid his bills on time. You know, he tried not to get himself into trouble. He worked hard for his boss, did his best not to get fired, and he kept getting good at his skills. And one day there was just an opportunity, and he took it. And I've heard this many times from other people. Like, I know a guy who owns a lumber mill in Alberta. Same thing. He actually owns like 3 lumber mills in Alberta. He worked and worked and worked. He started out as an electrician. He kept working until one day an opportunity pops up. And that's what you do. If you want to get rich, there's lots of ways to do it. There really is. There's so many ways to do it. But one of the ways that I think is something to be really proud of is get good at something. And the way you get good at something is find something that you really enjoy to do. Do not get into the trap of going to work and focusing all your energy on a job for somebody else, which is, there's no problem with that. If you don't like it though, that's where the issues come in. Because if you don't like what you do, you'll do a bad job of it. And if you do a bad job of it, you'll be paid poorly. And if you're paid poorly, you will resent the job. And then you'll do a bad job at it. It's a circle. It's a vicious circle. So what you want to do is do something that you actually have fun doing, that you enjoy. And if you don't really enjoy the whole job, find something about the job you really like. But get good at it. Get good at it and wait for that opportunity to come. And at a certain point, an opportunity is going to come up and you need to act. That's the thing. And I know from my experience with the PCAM last year, it really brought home how many times in my life when things got hard, I bailed. I walked away. I let go. I hit the escape hatch and pulled the cord. I did anything I could. When things got tough, I did anything I could to get out of whatever it was I was trying to do. So I've learned from that. I learned it before, but I definitely was really brought home with the PCM. By pushing through, you can find that really rewarding, amazing success. And that's the part a lot of people are afraid of. So a lot of people know when opportunities come up, but then they start going through all the things that can go wrong thing, and then they don't take that chance. Your freedom, let's say I can't remember the saying, but and forgive me for butchering it, but greatness lies on the other side of fear. So when you're afraid of something, you're afraid to move forward, on the other side of that is the greatness. Win or lose, fly or fall, it's all that's where it is. It's not in the comfort of a cubicle. That's not where you find greatness. You really don't. You don't find greatness in the audience watching someone on stage. You find greatness on the fear, going through the fear of being on stage. You find greatness in going through the fear of starting your own business. You don't find it when someone else is doing all the work. You really don't. So I guess to wrap it up, I guess what I want to say today is the successful people in the world aren't any different from you. They have the same, a lot of them have the same fears. A lot of them have the same problems, maybe a little bit bigger or a little bit more, maybe. But they're no different from you. They're the same brain, the same lungs, the same two legs. It's really, there's not much difference. In fact, I'd say there's almost no difference between you and someone who's very successful. The only difference is, and this is something to really think about, is your mind, is where you put your head, how you think, how you what is your risk tolerance, things like that. Wealthy people know that they have to take risks in order to find the gains. In fact, and I've talked about this before, there are some companies that actually look for higher risk to get higher rewards. And if there's not enough risk, they'll be seeking out something that's like greater risk. So another thing that's different about them, though, another thing that's different about the successful and the unsuccessful, it's the training that they do to get good at one thing. It's the ability to tolerate risk, and it's the ability to push through when things start getting tough. But it's all about training. It's all about reading, educating yourself. Remember, first you learn, then you earn, then you return. That's how we work this thing. Anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it there. It's Friday. I'm going to come home and buy some flowers for my lovely wife. And we're going to get ready for tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning, early, we will be launching Whisky Compass magazine. It'll be available at whiskycompass.ca. And it's free. It's absolutely 100% free. In fact, please check it out. Go through it. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear the criticism, because if there is something that needs fixing, give it to me. I want to fix it. So that's happening tomorrow morning. So as I always say, check out whiskycompass.ca. That's where all the stuff's going to be. And I like that you get to follow along and be a part of this journey and experience it with me. The whole thing. It's really kind of cool. Also, check out financialfreeway23.ca. That's where the really good stuff is, the archival stuff, the commuter MBA program. Getting your MBA program, getting your MBA while driving to work. How cool is that? That's just the best. And also, we're on YouTube, so like, subscribe, notification, share, that stuff. Love it. And finally, spread the word. Tell people what we're doing here. It's not a secret. That's the thing. This stuff is not secret. It's out there. It's free. If you get yourself a phone, a smartphone, and a Wi-Fi connection, you've got everything you need to be a success. Everything you need to be a success. But you have to put in the work. But you have to put in the work. There's no skirting around that. You have to do the educating of yourself. You have to be self-directed. You got to put in the effort to figure out what it is that you truly want out of life. It's not going to fall in your lap. Let's get that lottery ticket mindset and get it out of our mind, because it's not a reality. We are going to have to push through. Whoa, that was so close. We are going to have to push through on our own. Remember, we rely on ourselves. That's how we're going to do this. We're going to get to that first million with our 2 feet and our heartbeat. There's no lottery ticket here. Anyways, folks, thanks so much for watching. Wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful, sunshiny world, God bless.